WHGE 95.3 FM. Question we hear too often. Why do you have to make everything about race? That's the question we hear. That question is a deflection, a shield, and a way to dodge the truth. And let's be clear, you asking the wrong people. If you want to know why race keeps erupting in the conversation, don't interrogate the people who've been forced to live under the weight of it for 4 centuries. Ask the people who built the weight. Ask the people who maintain it. Ask the people who panic the moment you name it. Why did everything have to be about race? Ask the prosecutor in the Carmelo Anthony case why every black juror was struck like blackness itself was a disqualifying condition. Why do you have to make everything about race? Ask why the justice system still treats black presence as bias, but white presumption as neutrality. Why do you have to make everything about race? Ask why a white man could walk into a family reunion, a place of joy, memory, and survival, and unleash violence, and somehow the story still bends itself to explain him. And then he gets a $5,000 bond and gets to go home. Why do you have to make everything about race? Are you kidding me? Why do you have to make everything about race? Ask why Rick Child murdered a black child, and while mainstream media rushed to criminalize that child instead of the grown man who chased him 130 yards away from his store. That's over the length of a football field. And shot him in the back. That's why black death is always met with suspicion, but white violence is met with sympathy. Shit. Why do you have to make everything about race? That's why the mere mention of DEI, wokeness, or critical race theory sends certain white audiences in a meltdown. That's why the possibility of equity feels like an existential threat. That's why the truth of American history is treated like an attack instead of an accounting. Because here's the part that burns. Black people aren't making everything about race. Race was made into everything long before we had a say. It was carved in the law, stamped in the property deeds, written in the police manuals, taught in schools, enforced in courtrooms, broadcast in newsrooms, and defended fiercely by the very people who now pretend not to see it. So when someone asks, why do you have to make everything about race? The answer is, we don't. America did. We're not the architects. We're the ones living in the house that was built without us in mind and against us in practice. If you want to know why race keeps coming up, stop interrogating the people who endure the consequences. Start interrogating the people who created the conditions. You asking the wrong people. Ask the system. Ask the history. Ask the power. And if that makes you uncomfortable, then maybe, just maybe, you're closer to the answer than you really want to admit. Why we make everything about race? You asking the wrong goddamn people.